Hello, everybody. This is Tyler here with my. We're gonna call it World Series Prediction Part 2 because obviously some things happened. That's for sure. We're not gonna talk about what happened in Part 1 because that was a disaster. Oh, that's the wrong page. Where is it? You should see my bracket's great. Where is it? I should have had it out. I just kind of did this off the fly, off the cuff, so to say. Let's try to throw some things away. Or not. I shouldn't throw them away because they're scores. Because I should keep them. But anyway, I can't find it. But anyway, I had the Nationals. I had the Indians and the D-backs playing in the World Series. None of them even made it past the first round. I am so smart when it comes to predicting games. As if my football moms didn't tell you enough. Well, I don't know. The Indians, I thought were going to win that series, but they ended up, losing the Yankees, which is so great. Everybody does that. I mean, Cubs do it enough. Did it enough in the late 20s, 30s, and 40s. Well, they play the Yankees. 45 was the Tigers. Right. I'm actually a guy who studies history of teams that I, cheer for. I don't switch teams. I'm a pretty football fan. That enough should be enough of a thing to say that. Going to the games even when they're 1-10 and they're only 1-11 and their only win is against Indiana State, that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway. So let's start over. Let's forget that ever happened and let's go for part 2 here. Let's pick the Final Four. How about that? So our first matchup is the Astros and the Yankees. The Yankees are hot. So are the Astros, though. I had the Yankees winning that series, or winning the wild card game, but then losing to the Indians, which I think what happened is the Indians just self-destructed. Obviously. I was a Cubs fan. I wouldn't know anything about them doing that. No. But on all seriousness, believe me, the Cubs mastered the art. 1969. Anyway, yeah, look that one collapse up. That's some fun stuff right there. But anyway, in this series, I'm going to have to go with the Astros just because, it's funny because they're a young team too. But they've been here before. They've been in a series, they've been in the playoffs before, that team. So I think they would have a little more of an edge. The Yankees have a lot of pieces, though. I mean, this will definitely be a series that goes 6 or 7 games, but I'm going to go the Astros. Again, really good series. I think that you're going to see a lot of drama here. It's not going to be one of those you just go there. So it's a boring series. No, it's going to be an exciting series. Definitely going to get a lot of press since you're in two, big cities, Houston and New York. Maybe not as big as the other matchup in the NL, but definitely a good matchup and definitely a series I'm looking forward to watching play out, and I think it'll play out really well. I hope it isn't just a sweep because that would be kind of boring, especially considering that these two teams have been, I'd say though the Yankees. I'd say here if you're gonna get a sweep in this series, it's gonna be the Indians over the Indians. Let's try this again. The Astros over the Yankees. The Indians are gone, Tyler. They're gone. That joke was... They're just completely gone. Well, on 22 in the regular season, and then just couldn't win in the postseason, which always seems to happen to teams that do that. They get hot right at the end of the season like that, and then cool off right when the playoffs start. Or as what happened to the Indians... Game 3. But anyway, that's kind of what happened to them last year in the World Series, too. They cooled off right in time for Game 5 of the World Series, which wasn't good. But anyway, start talking about that. Definitely, I think the Astros will probably win this series again. I wouldn't be shocked if the Yankees do win. But for all intents and purposes, for our purposes here, we say the Astros win and move on into the World Series. And they will be joined by the winner of the Chicago Cubs and Los Angeles Dodgers series. This will be a good series. Again, another series that'll probably go 6-7 games. It's a redemption series, definitely, for the Dodgers after last year, what the Cubs did. You know, they got down, 2-1. And I think there was talk about... I mean, as a Cubs fan, I never worried even when it was 2-1. The reason, I'd say you always kind of had that feeling that a corner would be turned. And I think in Game 4 it happened. But this year I don't think the Cubs are as strong as they were last. They seem to have some bullpen issues. I mean, last night it seemed like nobody could get more than an out without, giving up a run or two. And Davis was the only one that came in and kind of settled things down a little bit. So that's at least, something you can rely on. But at the same point, you can't pitch your closer every single inning of the game. So I do think that the Cubs will end up losing it this series because of their bullpen. It's sad to say it, but I think they will. I think the Dodgers get redemption. I really do. They have too many weapons. This is what they built their team for, is October. That's why I think they had some problems. And I should have seen it. I shouldn't have been so naive to it. When I made my is that they were building for October, and their September was kind of bland because they were building toward October. They were getting guys, ready to. They were kind of, they tried to win all these games, yeah, but I think in the end they weren't putting out max effort because they knew, hey, we'd rather save some effort for the playoffs. And after they swept the Diamondbacks, who are a very good team, I think the Diamondbacks, again, I predict them to go to the World Series for a reason. They're a good team. And just to completely sweep them out of the playoffs is impressive. Very impressive. And I think it just shows, again, that they were saving energy for this playoffs. And the other thing is they will have an advantage is they can set up their rotation any way they want. As of the Cubs, I think they're having, they're obviously having to pick and choose they play because of the pitching situation. But definitely... if you look at it, I think the Dodgers will win this series. Again, it'll go 6-7 games. It'll be one of those that definitely has a lot of drama, again, like I said about the other series, but I give the edge to the Dodgers. As painful as to say that. But I like them. I like their team. I think their team is a pretty good team, so there you go. But in the Astros and the Dodgers, it's a weird World Series. Not really. You hear those new teams, and you're like... the Astros got there in 2005 and lost to the White Sox, so there's that. They got swept by the White Sox, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's funny about... No, that was the year before, never mind. I was thinking the year before the Astros and the stupid collapse the Cubs had. That was another great collapse, 2004. Look that one up. The Cubs only needed to win, I forget how many games it was, but they were in the wild card position and they just stunk to the end. But yeah, they stunk it up, and the Astros just passed them in the last week of the season. They're a good one. But anyway, enough with the Cubs collapses. Believe me, those are well documented, very well documented. But anyway, the Astros here. Goodness, more professional than this yawning crap. I'm recording this right after I did the other one, and they'll go up together, so there you go. But anyway, like I was about ready to say, oh man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, trains, thank you. Because Houston has that little train Minute Maid. But I think that Houston doesn't have enough. I think the Dodgers, again, like I said, built for October. They kind of had some problems in September, but in the end, I think I was a little naive and I didn't think about it. Is they made moves for October. Their September was bad because they made moves for October. They weren't trying to win in September. They were trying to win in October. They had their spot in October clinched. So at that point, it's rest some guys, get some guys some rest. Don't hurt yourself. Don't do anything stupid. Just get healthy to the playoffs. And once you do that, who cares how many... honestly, if you've already locked your spot in, who cares how many games you lose in September? As long as you keep home field advantage throughout. And as long as you keep home field advantage in the World Series, which they did, no matter who they play, which the only other team that I think, obviously, one seeding, and they had the best record in baseball, so they get home field advantage. They changed that this year with the All-Star. So the All-Star game doesn't mean as much as it used to. Yeah, it's kind of just... Is it this year or is it next year that goes... No, it's this year that comes into effect. But yeah, I think the Dodgers will end up winning that series. They have home field, and they're a better team in my opinion. Definitely the Astros are right there. And again, when you get four teams like this, when you get the Yankees, Astros, Cubs, and Dodgers. It's all just coin flips. I mean, all 4 of these teams could win the World Series, and you say, yeah, they deserved it. I mean, the Cubs, obviously, they had some problems, but at the same point, they recovered and have put on a pretty good, last month and a half of the season. Last 2.5 months. Ever since the All-Star break, they've been, playing pretty well. The Dodgers obviously played, one of the best stretches through August, middle of August that anybody ever has. So that's that. And then, the Astros, they've built a team the right way. They've drafted, they've drafted everyone. They've built the team from the ground up, and they've made some trades, obviously, like Verlander and stuff like that. But at the same point, they've made these trades just to finalize, as the gloss almost, over the, it's already, everything's fixed. They probably could have gotten to this point without Verlander. Well, yeah, maybe, I don't know. But, I mean, what I'm saying is they're a good team without him. They put that's the icing on the cake for them. That was what's going to get them to the World Series and have them have a good shot at winning it. Obviously, the Dodgers, every team in the left has a good shot at winning it. The Yankees, they have such youth, but at the same point, that youth could come into play could come up as an advantage because they're not going to back down. And plus, like I think I heard somebody say yesterday, they're playing with house money. There's no pressure on the Yankees. They lose, they lose. This is a year ahead of schedule for them. So it's one of those things where it's like, well, let's just go out there and give it everything we have, and if we lose, we lose. I mean, yeah, it'll be disappointing, but at the same point, you can't sit there and tell me in the beginning of the season you said, okay, NLCS, Yankees and Astros. Nobody said that. I think it was a really successful season for the Yankees, a run that not many saw coming, and to knock out probably the team that I would say most people were picking to win is pretty impressive. But at the same, I could see the Yankees winning the World Series very easily. Judge, Sanchez, Didi, they have some pitchers, Sonny Gray, CC Sabathia. I think Tanaka's still around. Yeah, I always can't remember if he's healthy or not. I wish he's a nasty pitcher when he's healthy. Tanaka, I would never want to face that guy. Well, of course, I never want to face him because I'm not an MLB player. But that's beyond the point. Nor will I ever be. Nor would I ever have the talent. But that's beyond the point. But the point is that I think one of those 4 teams can win. And this prediction video is just what I think will happen, obviously. At this point, 4 teams left. It's anybody's game. It's anybody's series to win. It's anybody's trophy. There you go. But anyway, guys, this has been my kind of part 2, hopefully to get some redemption from what happened last time. There's I have 50-50 shot on each series at that World Series at least now, so that's good. Actually, to get it again.